Overtime!
All right, guys, today we're going to be making a couple of Nintendo cabinet bases. I need to make new bases for my Nintendo versus Unisystem cabinet and also for my Popeye cabinet that's in the garage. These are very, very, very typical repairs. You know, the way Nintendo designed these cabinets are actually quite short, so these bases almost act as a riser. And while there are wheels on the back so you can lean the thing backwards and wheel it around, it just sits on this sort of wooden base. There's no leg levelers, nothing like that. And because of that, with the wood directly on the ground, often, very, very often, these things get all chewed up, messed up, destroyed. They get dragged around. They get water damage from being, you know, having wet mops swiped up against them. It's completely missing off of my Popeye cabinet. Jeremiah Jackson from Coin Op Corner, when he picked it up for me, he actually made a quick little improvised base, but I'm going to do it the right way. I appreciate what he did, but it's, you know, he did a sort of quick and dirty thing. And on the Versus Unisystem, it's kind of all chewed up. This is actually not that bad, but the wood is delaminating, and you know, rather than trying to repair this wood, it'll be just easier to replace it. So that's what we're going to do. Now, like I said, this is a very, very, very typical repair, so much so that I considered doing a shot-for-shot remake of a Canadian arcade video from a few years ago, because Chance from the Canadian arcade, he did a great video on how to repair these and actually make them a little bit better than they were before, while still visibly looking the same. And I'm planning on, you know, basically copying his technique, except with one exception, it's a little bit different for the Versus Unisystem. So with his recommendation, I went out and I bought, without even doing any measurements, because I trusted Chance, I bought some 3.5-inch Poplar boards that I'll cut and make to the Popeye base. And because the base of, you know, the standard, you know, Nintendo, Donkey Kong, and Junior and Popeye cabinets, their bases are 3.5 inches tall. But right here, with the Versus Unisystem, I almost went and started filming this before. This is 4.5 inches. If you can see that, this base is 4.5 inches tall. So I had to go back and I got some kind of wood boards that'll work that are 4.5 inches tall. Now, the sides are square. It's 22.5 inches wide by 22.5 inches tall or deep. And it's on a, you know, it's cut at a, 45-degree angle for that joint. And the way Nintendo did it, there are these little like wooden, well, I only see them here, these wooden braces that kind of hold it together. And there's like screws thrown in. We're gonna make it a little bit nicer, sort of following Chance's technique. But the first thing we need to do is rip this thing off. We'll reuse the wheels, so we'll be in good shape. There are some screws in here that are really rusted, and I'm hoping I can remove without breaking them. Here we go. Because this was actually screwed into, I guess, the side of the cabinet. Come on. Here we go. There's one. Right here with Robertson screws. Which are supposed to be strip resistant. There's another one. Okay. And we'll grab this guy here. These are all rusty, but they're coming out, except for this one here. Let's see, I might have stripped it out already. Let me grab a bigger bit and see if I can get it out. Okay, I grabbed the next size up Robertson screw bit, and that came out, so come on. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Look at that. Pretty long. Is that like 1.25 inch screw there? And now I need my, where is it? I need my bear claw, which is right here. This is like a little mini crowbar, pry bar thing. Yeah, it's called, I guess it's from Vaughn. It's called Bear Claw. There's a lot of different tools like this. And this is actually what I was looking for the other day when I was cutting the rotten wood off of the joust cabinet that I'm turning into a multi-Williams. And this is going to help me hopefully pry this old base off. There we go. Okay, starting to come. Try to do this without damaging the rest of the cabinet. All right, there we go. It's coming now. All right, we are completely off the cabinet, and there was no other nails or staples or anything on the top, I don't think, but it was glued on a little bit. And oh, there were a couple of staples that came down from the top, so we'll have to go and remove these. The other thing that I wish I had done, I forgot to do, is mark the bottom. But I'm pretty sure I'll be able to, let me grab a Sharpie real quick, just to kind of mark where the bottom was. There's a pretty obvious line, but we'll make sure that we get this in the exact same spot that it was before. Kind of following I guess a bit of a groove that it made in this OSB board. Very typical what Nintendo used back then. I'm getting some separation on the, look at that. We'll have to repair that. But in the meantime, we can go and, we've already measured this, but I'll go and I'll remove the wheels off of this. Maybe we'll do some rust remover on the wheels, and we can go and get the saw set up, the miter saw set up to chop up these boards and build a new base. Okay, now to build the new base for the Nintendo versus Unisystem cabinet, I needed to get a board that was about 1 inch or so thick and 4.5 inches across. And fortunately, my local hardware store, I think it was Home Depot, had a board like this. You can see right here, it's actually primed. It says primed finger joint board. It's solid wood, and yeah, it's already got primer on it, which I don't need, but that's fine. And it says 1 by 5 by 8. So it's 8 feet long. It claims to be 1 inch thick, but this is one of those nonsense, like common measurements. It's actually only, as you can see there, 3/4 of an inch thick, but that's gonna be okay. And even though it says 5 inches, again, it's only 4.5 inches across. So this is great. This makes it a lot easier to be able to just buy a 4.5 inch board rather than buying something longer and having to rip it, you know, the length of it or whatever. So this would be good. And you can see right there, it says mix wood. So I'm sure if I go back another time, it'll be a different species of wood, but whatever this is what we're going to use. And so again, for the versus Unisystem cabinet, we found that the base was, yeah, 4.5 inches tall and 22.5 inches all the way around square, with a sort of, you know, mitered edge, I think you would call it, sort of 45-degree angle cuts at the end. And to cut the wood, we're going to be using my miter saw here, which I got years ago. I replaced the decking on the deck at my old house, and I don't use this a ton, but when when you use it, it comes in handy. And it's a pretty simple, just, you know, whatever. Is this, how big is this? How big is this blade? It's a 12-inch saw blade. And yeah, it you know, sort of goes up and down and slides back and forth if you need to do a longer piece. And it also has this adjustable angle for doing miter cuts. Now, I've already measured the board out. It comes in an 8-foot length, and it was actually about 8 feet long, but I've measured it out to 22.5 inches. So we can come in right here and get everything lined up. What's nice is this saw actually has a laser on it, so we can get it lined up exactly where the saw blade is going to go. And we'll kind of lock it into place here and make sure everything is nice and square against the fence, and make sure we're still lined up. And we're off a little bit now. And we've got this nice laser that makes it very easy to get it exactly on the line where we want it to be. So we'll get that locked in. And here we go with our cut. Okay, that's nice. We'll toss that aside. And now we need to make our sawdust going everywhere. We need to make our miter cut, which is going to be at 45 degrees. So I'll just loosen up the adjustable angle here, slide it over. It locks right in at 45 degrees. Lock it in place. And we'll come in, and again, I'm going to use, right here, we'll use our laser to get this perfectly aligned where we want, right at the tip. Right about there looks good. And we'll go with the miter cut. And then just flip it around, making sure we don't rotate it. And we'll come back on this side. Again, getting the laser exactly lined up right on that corner. All right, and there you can see our nice, perfect 45-degree angle cuts on both sides. And through the magic of television, I've already gone through and cut my other 3 boards. So these will all come together like this. So we're done with this cut. Now I need to go and cut the supporting pieces. And there's a little notch right there. Look how clean it looks from this side. There we go. Nice 45-degree miter. That's going to be great. All right, now for the Popeye base, I think I mentioned earlier, this is a classic Nintendo cabinet. It's not like the Versus Unisystem R-Type Play Choice 10. So the dimensions for this base are a little bit different and match what was in Chance's video from the Canadian arcade. So I used a piece of, just like he did, Poplar. This is 3.5 inches across. It's 3/4 of an inch thick, and this is the board that I used to make the cuts here. Like I said, the dimensions are different. It's 3.5 inches tall as opposed to 4.5 inches tall. And rather than being 22.5 inches on all sides, it's actually a bit of a rectangle shape. So the front of the cabinet, which is right here, is 22 inches across, and the depth is 24 3/4. So it is a little bit different, and that's why I used a different piece of wood, a Poplar board, just like Chance did. So I went ahead and made my cuts for this base, and made the 45-degree miter cuts. And so we can see everything lines up here pretty good, pretty square. So we can go and start putting this together. The challenge that I'm going to have is this is a terrible workbench to be using as a surface here, because it's not perfectly flat. It's plastic, so it's a little sort of off. My flat workbenches are covered and they're not as big as this. So, but we'll make do, and this will be fine. So essentially what I'm going to do, kind of following, for the most part, Chance's design, which is a little bit different from the original. The original used little sort of metal sort of brackets to hold everything together. We're not going to do that. Instead, we're going to use some blocking, and here is the blocking that I made. To make this blocking, again, just like Chance in the Canadian arcade, I got a piece of poplar. This is 1.5 inches by 1.5 inches. It's 36 inches long, and this is plenty. You can see I had left over. Plenty to make this, the cuts here. So essentially what we're gonna do is, in each corner, I have 2.5 inch blocks. You see right here, so that'll give me about 1 inch of spacing, because this is sort of upside down. And see how off the surface is? I'm gonna have to figure something out here. So we'll have that in each corner, and then sort of halfway along each side, we'll have this. And these corners are really gonna help keep the base square and hold it together, and we'll mount to the cabinet with these blocks. So, all right, I'll pull all these blocks out of the way because we won't need them for a couple minutes here. So there we go. And yeah, we'll start by gluing this together. I'm going to use Titebond 3 Ultimate Wood Glue. This is almost empty, but I have another bottle of it waiting and ready to go. So I'll put a glove on because I'm going to smooth on, spread on glue onto both sides of all 4 corners. So essentially just, you know what to do. Squeeze it on and spread it nice and evenly. Okay, that's good. And on the other side, or the other end. Okay. Don't want to go crazy, but you do want to get enough to kind of coat the entire surface. Some will probably squeeze out, but it's not the end of the world. So let me go do this for all 4 corners. Okie doke, now I've got glue spread onto all 4 corners, and I can start to line everything up here, and trying to not be conquered by the imperfections of the work surface that I'm using. Get everything as square as I possibly can, which is a little bit of a challenge, but we will not let it beat us. Okay, that's looking pretty good. So like Chance, I don't have one of those fancy edge clamps, so instead we'll do what he did and use a ratchet strap to hold this in place. I think I need to loosen it up a little bit. Okay, and we'll carefully wrap this thing all the way around the cabinet, and this will hold it in place, and it works better than you might think. Okay, as long as you get everything lined up right. And I need a lot more slack than that. Okay. All right. It's looking okay. Now we can tighten this down. Just make sure you're as centered as possible, keeping things square. Checking all your corners. All right. It's looking okay. Yeah, you'll get some glue squeezing out, but that's all right. All right. Give this another click or two. cleaning up any of the glue just so it really doesn't get into the fibers of the ratchet strap. But I'd say it's looking okay. All right. Can I click anymore? All right. There we go. Okay. I'm happy with this. Just double checking. Yep. It's looking okay. All right. And while that glue is setting, I'm going to get my corner pieces into place. Put those all in the corners, making sure they are the shorter ones. All right. So let me show you what we're going to do here. You know, actually I put some boards under all four corners just to kind of help with squareness and stability. So I'll go ahead and drill as straight as possible a couple of pilot holes, countersunk pilot holes to run screws into here. Okay. Okay, there's one, and we'll do one more up here. All right, and we will switch out for our driver head and grab a couple screws and throw them in. Okay, and our other. All right, you get the idea. And then on the corners here, or on the sides rather, we need to put blocks in. We come in and measure. All right, we're 22 across, which means it's 11 right in the middle. 2 on either side would be 9 and 13. So that will help line us up here. We'll get our shim out. Don't need that. Okay. Okay, we got it all lined up there. We need our pilot drill bit, and we will. Now this, we have to think about this because this will be used to drill into the cabinet. So I probably want 2 screws right there going up into the cabinet, maybe even 3. So we'll go, so that's that there and there. We're kind of going to go in this quadrant like this, and we'll drill on through. Okay, and just pumped that off. And right here. The battery's dying on that. What I forgot to do, and I'll fix this in a second, is put glue on this. So let's do that real quick. Just put on some glue, spread it around. I'll just use my finger this time, make a big mess. All right. Okay. Okay, I got a couple screws here. I got a new battery for my Bosch electric drill screwdriver thingamabob. Whoop, I dropped the old battery. That's not good. Switch out for the driver bit, which is now missing. All right, I can't find it, so I'll just grab a different driver bit, and we get these actually probably started, make it easier to line it all up. Okay, and this one. All right, and I think, there we go. We'll wind up and send her in. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to unscrew these actually and put some glue in. I'll do all of the other sides, and I'll also do the same to the Unisystem cabinet. One thing with that one, I've already glued it. I had to sand off because this came painted. I sanded off all the places where the glue is going to go, because otherwise the glue won't hold. The other thing I'm going to do, and I'll do that off camera, is I'm going to throw in some staples into the corners. Again, probably overkill, but I'll do that with my air gun. I'll staple the corners, and then I can take the ratchet strap off and then let everything dry. We'll let the glue set, we'll let everything dry, and then we'll be ready to paint and install these onto the cabinets. Now that both bases are fully assembled and the glue is dry, I can come in and paint them. As usual, I'm going to be using Rust-Oleum Universal Satin Paint and Primer in one in black, satin black. This is my go-to paint. I've been using it forever. I'm starting to get worried though that this might have been discontinued. I can't find it anymore at any of the Home Depot locations near me. And my local Ace Hardware actually moved this to a less prominent shelf. So I took advantage of a coupon and I bought out the remaining stock from my local Ace Hardware. So hopefully there's just a little production issue and this will be back soon. So, all right, we've got it all shaken up, and I'm just gonna put, like 2 light coats on this. And that'll look good. So let me go ahead and do this. And once the paint dries, we'll be ready to mount these onto the cabinets. Okay guys, I'm ready to attach the newly constructed base onto my Nintendo versus Unisystem. Allegedly this is a Unisystem, although it's black. It might be originally an R-Type, but it's set up as a Unisystem right now, and I've been putting this off for a couple days because I've had a really bad cold, so sorry if my voice is sounding all scratchy and crazy, that sort of thing, but we are ready to go. I actually already went ahead and tried to, I was aiming, wow, I don't like that at all. I was going to attach the base onto the Popeye, but there's actually some damage on the bottom of the Popeye cabinet that I want to fix first before I put the base on, so we're going to skip that for now. And there's also some damage to the cabinet here. It looks like I have a little bit of separation, which isn't great. So at some point, I'm going to come in from the inside and do something to kind of, maybe put some wood brackets to kind of reinforce this. Otherwise, the separation looks like it's coming off. Anyway, the other thing is the inside lip of this cabinet is like breaking off. I don't know if I did that by accident when I was removing the base, but I got a little bit of wood glue and it's clamped down. And once the base is on, the new base is on, that's going to help hold everything in place. But that's what's going on with the clamps here. Another thing that's different between the base on this style of Nintendo cabinet and like Donkey Kong and Popeye is that the wheels actually attach to the base. They don't attach to the bottom of the cabinet. On Popeye and Donkey Kong, the wheels attach here, and there's a little bit of a ledge that the base sits on to line it up. But on this style of cabinet, so this will be your versus Unisystem, your R-Type, your single monitor PlayChoice 10, the wheels attach to the base. So I removed them from the old one, bolted them onto the new one, and they're a bit rusty, but I'm not going to worry about that too much. Remember, we drew our line here because we don't have that ledge to sit the base on. I drew a line here with Sharpie that'll get everything aligned, and I think we will be good to go. So me see how I kind of want to do this. I know how I want to attach this. I guess I just need to pull this stuff away. I'm going to be holding things with two hands and like with my leg for a bunch, but I guess we just go ahead and do it. So I'll take these clamps off and we will come in here gently and get everything sort of lined up. Right, there should be good. Now I'm going to do a couple of pilot holes just to get everything nice and aligned. Okay, right about there. And I've got my drill with my countersink bit on it. Whoa, I don't like that. Okay, what happened there was I've got this extension on the little drill here, and it wasn't grabbing onto the pilot hole drill with the counter sinking bit on it. Anyway, I got that all sorted out. We're lined up again. I'm putting one screw in here just for a second. All right, that'll hold it in place while I get everything else lined up. And of course, yeah, that fell off too. Just because I have this ledge I need to get past to hold everything in place. So let's drill another pilot hole here. Okay, get it all lined up. That's good. See how it comes right out? That's not what I'm trying to do. Come on. There we go. Okay. And just two more, one on each side. Again, just to get everything lined up and square. There we go. So now what I can do is actually take the whole thing off, and I'll put my 4 screws in, just sort of enough to just have the screw just barely poking out. So let me go do that for all 4 of these screws real quick. All right, I've got it so that the first 4 screws are poking through just enough so that they will grab onto the pilot holes. And now I can come in here with my wood glue, and just for a bit of extra oomph, we will load up this surface. I don't know how you're going to be able to see this with wood glue here. This is my brand new bottle. Okay. Just a good bead all the way around. Where did I even start? And then a little extra on these. Okay. We're getting jammed up. The new bottle, I just kind of almost closed it a little bit, but it'll be all right. And this wood glue here is probably unnecessary, but I tend to overdo things. As you probably know, this is your first time watching. So, making sure we've got the wheels on the back. Come in here and get it all lined up again. I can feel the screws grabbing. Okay, let's get them set in. Okay. All right, and like I said, so that's on pretty good, right? 4 screws and some wood glue. I'm actually going to come back and put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more. So there are 3 on each of these brackets, and this thing will be indestructible. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and screw those final screws in, and we should be done with this thing, guys. All right, guys, there you have it. What do you think? How does that look? Not too shabby. Not too shabby, if I do say so myself. Now, I know I've still got plenty of work to do to this cabinet before it's all done, but it's nice to know that we're building from a solid foundation, and that new base might just be the nicest looking piece on this Nintendo versus Unisystem cabinet. Once again, I want to say thank you to Chance from the Canadian Arcade for putting out the video he did a couple years ago on how to build a new Nintendo base, just like the one here that I built for the Popeye that we'll put onto the cabinet as soon as I finish the repairs that I need to do. But I think this turned out great. So yeah, thanks again to Chance from the Canadian Arcade for that great video, which is a lot more concise and a lot more professionally edited. But I think the end result turned out just as well. And Chance isn't just an awesome content creator at the Canadian Arcade, he's also a massive fan of Overtime Arcade, so much so that he is a channel member. That's right, Chance from the Canadian Arcade is a channel member, one of my Overtime Arcade channel members. We've got over 100 awesome people who are helping support the channel. Each and every month, they donate $1.99, and in exchange, they get access to some awesome perks. A monthly members-only live stream, and ours for October is coming up soon. They get early access to all new videos, and they get access to our private members-only Discord, which is a really awesome community. And guys, Chance isn't the only content creator that's a Overtime Arcade channel member. We've got a lot of great content creators from YouTube, from TikTok, from all over the place, including Sean from Classic Arcade Repairs, Cosmic Cottage Arcade, VHS Arcade Vault, What Would Jeff Kinder Do, Delusionals Arcade, Kay from Prime Arcade, Jacklick, I love Jacklick, Liam and Sam from Retrobotics, Ty Laurie, Tony from the Arcade Woodshop, Kazella's Arcade, Jeremiah Jackson from Coin Op Corner. These are all awesome folks. You need to make sure you're subscribed to all of their channels. And if you want to be cool like them, become an Overtime Arcade channel member, and you'll get to interact with them as well in our Discord. And it's great. And guys, you know, there's another way to support the channel. If you see my reflection in the bezel right here, you can see I'm rocking an Overtime Arcade hoodie. Right now at our merchandise shop, we've got a great deal going on. It's 25% off any order over 70 bucks. That's 25% off any order over $70 at the official Overtime Arcade merchandise shop. That offer is good October 18th through October 22nd. So Saturday the 18th through Tuesday the 22nd of October 2025. Get yourself a hoodie. You know, this thing is nice and warm. Everything is cheap there. I'm not doing this to make money. I'm doing this so that people have some merchandise to help spread the word about the channel. Get yourself a hoodie. Get yourself an awesome hat. We got all kinds of stuff. We got mugs. We got, what is this? This is a mouse pad. I actually use this at work. I brought this from my office. We got all kinds of good stuff. And it's not just logo stuff. We got cool things like, you know, parodies of, you know, Mortal Kombat finishing moves. And we've got little inside jokes, tech tips to help you work on monitors, that sort of thing. So yeah, if you're interested, 25% off any order over $70 on the Overtime Arcade official merchandise shop, October 18th through 22nd, 2025. And thank you all for your support. Guys, if this is your first time here, hit that subscribe button and do everything the YouTube algorithm wants you to do. Like, share, comment, hit the hype button. Yeah, guys, I'm having so much fun making these videos, working on all this stuff and sharing my passion with you all. So I think that'll about do it. As always, thanks for watching Overtime Arcade. I've been Charlie. God bless you all, and I'll see you next time.
Overtime!